Hello, welcome to Lemon Steers, where we talk anything and everything entertainment. I'm, of course, Lemon himself, Zeke Lemon, and this is my review for episode 5 of The Penguin. But before we get into that, let's get the house clean out of the way. Shall I? To leave a like, comment below, let me know your thoughts on The Penguin, and of course, hit that subscribe button as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, all that out of the way, let's get into the review, shall we? So, The Penguin, again, is just one of those shows that you just slowly see climb and climb and climb to the best show of 2024. If not, it is definitely one of the best of 2024, not just within pop culture and within comic book movies, but just overall. Like, I'm honestly considering putting The Penguin up there, like with Shogun, with just how good it has been. And this episode, again, is no different. Now, we were in this realm of every episode was topping each other one way or the other. And after episode 4, I was thinking, it's going to be a really tough ask for episode 5 and the episodes after that to go, okay, now top episode 4. And I don't think we got there where, we topped episode 4, but this was still a very, very solid episode. A lot going on within it, setting up the second half, showing where everyone's going to be facing each other moving forward. And I also really liked, and I said this in my immediate reaction too, and I was catching it as it went on, is that as Sophia was continuing the climb, the camera was more steady with her. Like, it was locked on, it was probably some dolly shots where, the camera really stood still. Well, I feel like a bunch of Oz shots as the show kept going in this episode in particular. The camera was like more handheld. It was like uneasy, maybe like some zooms and all that. And I just think that was, a way to communicate is like, look, one is starting to lose control while other is really, really gaining control. My favorite scene in this whole episode was Sophia's scene when she comes on out, she has the jacket on, her mom's jacket, and the last Falcone standing is next to her, hey, we're going to get the whole family to gang together. She sits at the head of the table. She explains everything, how no one needs to mention Falcone ever again. We are now Gigantes, because that was my mother's name and she deserved more respect, so on and so forth. And then the guy's like, okay, let's just all calm down. And he starts talking, and she shoots him in the head to take out the one last man-owned, or what did she say? Like, someone who made a name for themselves, right? And she took out the last one. I think that was all a play when he was saying, look, let me help you. Let me help you to get you this respect that you so desperately need. Look, he was looking for a way to stay alive, but I think she knew, look, he's not going to be able to help himself. He's going to try to, to overstep me to show control. And if I take him out in front of everyone, this will show that, yeah, I am the man now. I am the head of the table. Y'all will have to acknowledge me. And they did. And then she throws the money down. And I just love this little tidbit that they did there, because they easily could have had it. Throw the money. The one guy grabs it and says, Mrs. Gigante. And she goes, yes, correct. Then he grabs it and everyone else grabs it. I absolutely loved, because it really shows how in control she is of the group. He grabs the money and no one else does. And everyone's looking at her and she goes, go ahead. Like, oh man, that was so good. That nice little tidbit moment. That one split second to just go for her to say, go ahead, to show, yes, she is in full control of the family. The only issues that I have with this episode, and it's mostly the setup other episodes, and we'll see how it lands, is that, look, Victor is obviously going to face someone in the group that they are in. Oz saying, hey, go look after my mom. Stuff hit the fan with the Maronis, and now he's back to where he was when the flood happened. And you see the aftermath of it, and he sees one of his old buddies there that he used to follow, that he saw in his flashback episode. I do not remember that character's name, but he saw him there. So that's going to play, and I guess that's going to be Victor's opponent. That'll be like the B storyline that we're building up. Then we also have the Maroni. And look, I love Clancy Brown. At least I think, is it Clancy Brown or is it Cancy Brown? I know it's something Brown, and it's like Cancy. I do know that. But great performer, right? Has an amazing voice. Great in these types of roles. To use my wrestling stuff within this really feels like we're setting up a triple threat. And if this is the case where we keep both Sophia and Oz, then by all means, I'm all for it. But in wrestling, when you do a triple threat match, now lately they have done a much better job on all three parties really feel equal, and you don't know who's going to be taking the pin because, spoiler alert, if you don't know, wrestling's fake and predetermined, so, they plan on who's going to win the match, right? However, in the past, and it still happens frequently every now and then, when you're doing a triple threat match, it's because two of the people are super over and you want to protect them. So you have a third person in there to do the job and to eat the pin so that the other person who loses still looks strong because they weren't involved in the finish, right? They didn't take the pin, they didn't tap out, so therefore they're still strong while the other person over there, did the job to help the other person that they wanted to win. And I really do feel like that's what they're doing with Maroni. Now, the rest of his family is dead, and I know him and Sophia are now in an alliance, but she's going to turn on him, or he's going to turn on her. And I also don't fully get why she chose to align with him. Because the last person that she trusted, Oz, stabbed her in the back. So why would she go and recruit someone, let alone the biggest enemy of hers, to side with her? You know what I mean? Like, I just didn't really understand that play. Like, if she was really taking over, bringing the Gigantes, let's take it over for real. Right now, I do know they slightly explained it in the end where she's going, hey, look, Oz wants me to kill you. He wants me to kill you. I don't want to do that. Let's bring the families together. Let's be strong and let's run of all of Gotham. But it's very clear that, as soon as she wins or they win, one of them is going to turn on each other and there's going to be a war in Gotham. Either way, there's a war in Gotham. And if there is, no matter what, a war in Gotham, I don't need a third party. I don't need the Maronis there. I just want Sophia versus Oz. Those two teams facing each other, go to war, whoever comes out on top, and then maybe Batman has to come in and sort it out. But with how it's playing, it seems like Maroni's going to be the one that, that dies. And I still think Batman is going to show up. Like, once this war really takes over, and there is going to be a lot of bloodshed, and now it's not just about not just bad people are dying, but good people are dying too. I think Bruce is going to have to be like, okay, I'm going to have to leave this side of Gotham and go all the way over here and deal with this mob war real quick. Maroni dies and goes, okay, he's trying to arrest both of them. Maybe Sophia gets arrested again, or Oz gets arrested. They're both still alive. They break out. Then here we are. We're back for the Batman 2, and both of them are still in it. Now, I still, what will likely happen is that two of the three are going to die at some point, and it's most likely Sophia, because I don't really see them killing Oz, but I could see a tragic story where Oz dies. I really do hope some way, somehow, Sophia is alive. So I'm really hoping for option one, if what I am thinking is happening, where, Maroni is the one that dies, Sophia maybe goes to jail, maybe she doesn't, or, they just have territories where they stay, where Batman has to manage it out somehow. I don't know how he's going to be okay with any crime, but, we'll see how that goes from there. The main thing is, I just really want Sophia and Selina to talk in the next movie. Like, whatever gets me that moment where Selina Kyle and Sophia Gigante are having a scene together to talk about how much they hate their dad. It's going to add 10 years to my life, but I probably won't get that. But yeah, again, overall, I really like this episode. I like everything we did with Victor, where he's like, okay, I made my stance. He's like actually happy being there. He wants to be in the fight. Okay, I'll go take care of your mom. I like what we did with his mom too, where she's like, disappointed in you. You didn't win. So now we gotta prolong this. You have me back in this hellhole of an apartment complex, so on and so forth. Oz just fully embracing the evil. Like, that's another great thing. Like, he has some good qualities. Like, he does genuinely care about Victor. He wants to take him on his ring. It's like a real parental figure and all that. But he's still very much a bad guy. He had no problem killing a mother and his son together and burning them up. And the drugs are still into play here. How is this going to happen with his girlfriend? Or does she really like him? Does she not? Who knows how that's going to be. But yeah, another fantastic episode. But all the ending stuff just makes me excited for the following weeks, which is what we should, but also has me hesitant because I'm like, okay, well, maybe we're adding a little too much. Because now, I was just really hoping this whole second half was just Sophia building her army, Oz building his army, and then here we are, we're going to war. And yeah, sure, Sophia is still the lead within this alliance with Maroni, but I do know that's going to be a factor that we're going to have to deal with. I just don't know if I'm fully attached to that yet, but I still very much enjoyed the episode. Comment below, let me know your thoughts on this episode. If you did make it this far within the review, please leave a like. I do greatly appreciate it. And hit that subscribe button as more content is heading your way very soon. And until next time, guys, I'll see you here at Lemon Studios.